Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Today we are taking a look at the newest wave of Masters of the Universe Origins figures. And what's kind of funny here, and I just noticed, because I actually had to hunt these guys down. I am full confession here. I'm a huge fan of BigBadToyStore.com. I pre-order a lot of stuff from them, and I had this set pre-ordered from them. But then I saw Naked Stratos and Jitsu in Target, and I was like, "Oh, they haven't even come in at Big Bad yet. You know what? I'm going to cancel my pre-order, buy these two, and then find these two." And that's what I did. So sorry, Big Bad, but you're the best anyway, and I still spend way more money with you than I should. So what I've just noticed, in because I got these two, and then I found him, and then I found her last. She was the toughest one to track down, but I did find her at retail. But let's take a look here. New for 22. So technically, these even hit because I'm used to Big Bad getting these a good bit before I ever see them at retail, if I do even see them at retail. Uh, but it looks like retail got the jump on these guys this time around. So let's go ahead and take a look at Jitsu. I love this line. It is my current favorite mass market toy line. I think Mattel is absolutely killing it with these figures. And that's all I really need to say. Jitsu looks great here. The box art, I've talked about it before, but it is the classic art, the classic size, the classic look with just updated figures inside. I am blown away at what Mattel has done with this line already. We already know tons more releases after this wave. We've got two figures that should be hitting in January that are brand new, plus more that we know about beyond that, plus Sunman on the way. But even if the line ended now, I would still be amazed at what Mattel has accomplished. So I kudos to everybody on the team for the Masters of the Universe Origins. It's just fantastic. It's my favorite mass market toy line. So Jitsu, Evil Master of Martial Arts, Modern Posing, Retro Play. We know how that goes. And then on the back, of course, we have the gorgeous card art. Look at that. Unique art up here at the top of the card for every character. We've got the cross sell right here, which you guys know I love the cross sell. I'm baffled when it's not there. And then a little bit of storytelling up at the top. Ever searching for an opponent who can match him in combat, Jitsu channels dark energies to enhance his fighting power. Just beautiful, beautiful. Whatever the heck this thing is, this big like Olmec looking head in the background here. I just want a big giant chunk of PVC that looks like this. And then you can see who's that? Oh, Cyclone flying in to save the day. So let's get this guy opened up. I love these figures so much. All right. We go in right here. Let's see if we can get a clean pull and not destroy the mini comic too badly. Challenge of Jitsu. And then we've got his unique, and as was pointed out to me in the comments, and I hope you guys, if I'm ever missing something, please leave a comment. That's how I learn, because I don't jump on the internet, dig around, find stuff out. I just don't do it. I enjoy this stuff at whatever level it's presented to me. So if there's something that I don't know that you do, please comment on it. And that's how I found out that these sheets are included, because each figure, some of them have different interchangeability here. For instance, the battle armor figures do not have removable arms, which was very disappointing to me, but that's okay. I still love the line. And I get it because of the mechanism. So anyway, Jitsu mini comic, beautiful art, storytelling. Like, these are so good, and they need to collect these in a full size book at some point because they've got so many of them now. Let's get this figure out of here. Actually, I'm going to put this on the floor because as much as I would love to save all those card backs, I finally did make an executive decision that they got to go. I've already got too much stuff as it is, and as much as I love the card art, again, hopefully someday there might be a book to accompany this incredible toy line. The little snip there. Get his sword out. So he's got, what looks like, it's not, but the same sculpt as the original Jitsu figure. But the paint is just executed much more precisely. He looks great. He's got his beard here with his teeth sticking out. I kind of like that the whole mouth area is just painted black. Like they were like, you know what? We're not going to bother trying to get that lip. Let's just evil black goatees just happening. Let's do this. Skin tone looks fantastic. Unique skin tone on this guy that I wish Mattel would use for their Hulk Hogan figures. And then we've got the red and gold armor with the red gems painted on there as well. And you can see that is actually paint on those gems because we have a matte red base with metallic gold and then a glossy red for the gems. Really looks fantastic. And then on the back, the same thing. I mean, look at that. All painted. They could have, the Mattel of olden days potentially would have left this just all red and not worried about painting this back. This is just great. And then, of course, the highlight of this figure, look at that. It is not called vac metal. It's a new process that I cannot, off the top of my head, remember the name of right now. But if you go back and watch my review of the Target exclusive Battle Cat and Battle Armor He-Man with this same treatment, I mentioned what it's called there. It's slightly different from vac metal, but it's supposed to be more durable, and it looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, look at that chromy look. I love it. So he's got all the posability, all the swappable parts. Looks great. And then he's got his big jitsu sword that has, I'm trying to decide if it has a slight metallic. I believe the plastic is a little metallic. It is. I can see it sort of glistening. I don't know if you guys can really pick that up or not. So that's great. I would like it if he had had a little place to stick his sword back here, but also, whatever. He's beautiful. Look at that guy. Ready to wreck your day. All right, let's move on to Naked Stratos, which is not his actual name. That's just what I refer to him as. And look, here's the funny thing. For some reason, this figure looks hilarious to me. But he's not any more naked than He-Man or other characters in this line. But I think it's just that we're used to seeing Stratos with the gray fur. So this Caucasian flesh tone is a little disarming. But this is his mini comic look, I believe how he first appeared in the mini comics. And it's something that I wanted to have because this line I'm basically all in on. Aside from, there are probably some exclusives that I won't bother with, but anything that I can just easily buy, I'm going to buy. So this guy is great. On the back, we can see more. Look at this sea monster. I want this thing. You've got He-Man in the water trying to fight this giant rat octopus creature that they need to make a toy of. You've got naked Stratos flying in to save the day. Powerful, agile, and a natural leader, the mighty Stratos battles evil all over Eternia. And again, cross-sell features, blah, blah, blah. Great. Oh, I'm curious to see how big his wings are. I hope that they used the larger Rey Mysterio wings on this guy rather than the little tiny silly Stratos wings from the other version of Stratos. All right, we've got another copy of Challenge of Jitsu. We've got Stratos' unique individual instructions. I've been saving all of those. I am saving, obviously, the mini comics and the little instruction panel. All right, please have the larger wings. What a weird look this is. I mean, it's great. Oh, come on. Too many rubber bands on this guy. I don't need. Oh, he had little peggy things on his feet, too. I hate those. Oh, he's got the little baby wings. Boo. Mattel, please, with these. This is terrible. These little tiny baby wings are no good for Stratos. You got to give him the big Rey Mysterio wings. Ugh. Ugh, this is not going well. Also, you guys, Mattel, I know you're totally watching this video. Um, Not necessary to wrap those quite so tightly, or perhaps at all. Yeah, these little tiny wings are silly pants. You got to get bigger wings for this guy. Come on. This is okay. Now I can't ever remember which way these are supposed to go because the original vintage figure, would have had the arms sculpted bent. I think they go like that. That seems right to me. So the problem now is I put the Rey Mysterio wings from the Masters of WWE. If you're not familiar, I've got some reviews up on this channel when I will be reviewing the next to last wave in the coming weeks here. So I really like the look of this guy. He's just different, interesting. He's a little more. I mean, obviously he's naked Stratos, so he would be more fun. But he's a little more fun than the gray Stratos. I like this look quite a bit. I think the red, yellow, and blue against that flesh tone really has a good look to it. I like this guy. I dig it. I'm in. Uh, So you can see his little tiny wings. Larger wings would just be nice. I would prefer that. But he looks good. I like him. And look at those glossy eyes. Great head sculpt. Nice glossy black paint on his goggles. He has a little jetpack on the back there. Nice variant of this figure. Well done. As long as Mattel keeps putting out, this is exactly the same as the regular Stratos, just with a different body color. And I got to tell you, he's great. I like him. Well done. Okay, next up, Buzzoff. I am not a fan of the insectoid characters. They creeped me out when I was a kid, and quite frankly, they still do a little bit as an adult. But this is Buzzoff. You got to have him. This is the first Buzzoff figure I have owned in my life because I did not buy Classics Buzzoff because obviously the price point was a good bit higher, and I just didn't want creepy bee guys. So I don't have a Classics Buzzoff. This is my first Buzzoff figure. Also, his claw hands upset me. So take a look at the back. Once again, look at that art. Leader of Eternians bee people, the Eternians, Buzzoff uses his insect vision to keep an eye on Skeletor's evil plans. Cross-sell, blah, blah, blah. And mini comic print. I would buy a poster if they wanted to combine all of those little instructional sheets into one poster. I would buy that. I think that would be very cool to have. Okay, I like this, and it just occurred to me that we do have a couple of different things here. This little baggie is different and doesn't require as much fiddling as the ones that they tape up. I very much prefer this bag style. So, good improvement, Mattel. I like it. Let's see how difficult he's going to be to get out of here. He's got his little bee hat. And oh, geez. Well, I guess I'm going to have to rename him Eric. All right. If you don't get that joke, blame your parents for not instructing you well in the ways of comedy. All right. There we go. He looks great. He's a creepy bee guy. Ugh. He's got the traditional method of bewinging figures from back in the day. Just that one peg that they move on, and it works just as well now as it did back then. And if you see, it's got a little key. I don't know what that's called exactly, but it's like a key design where you can pop those wings off. Well, that one doesn't want to come, so I'm just going to leave it alone because it's not really essential to what we're doing here. You can see, works nicely. He's got his big blue eyes, his little soft antenna, ugh, his weird fangs, his little smile. And there he is. Oh, look at this. Okay, so this is interesting. And there's no reason it wouldn't be this way. But look at that little joint he's got on his hand there, which makes his creepy claw hands somehow more acceptable to me. I don't know why. I cannot explain that. All right, and then his axe, which I would imagine this hand has been engineered to hold. And I might be, no, there we go. So the axe fits right there in his hand. I like that they didn't get too cutesy with the design, like putting some kind of different grip or something on the axe. Like they just made sure to design the claw so it could hold this securely. Really nice work there. You can see the detail on the axe. I mean, it's a pretty traditional Masters of the Universe weapon. Looks good. And then his giant weird bee helmet that slides over his antenna and just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. It's almost like just a hat. Like it's almost like Buzzoff went to the Eternian version of Disney World and bought a Buzzoff hat. Like that's what that looks like. It does not look like it's goggles or anything. This is probably going in a baggie. But I'm glad they included it because it came with the original figure, and it's a must. It has to be in there, but it does not have to be on my shelf. His souvenir Buzzoff hat. And finally, the second release of the Sorceress, although the first one was included with the Castle Grayskull playset, which you can still find at Target on the shelf. Buy one if you don't have it. It's incredible. If you don't believe me, go back and watch my review here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. But this Sorceress, as opposed to the all-white version that came with the castle, is in her traditional colors. You can see once again, we've got the beautiful art up top. Imbued with magical abilities from the pool of power, the wise sorceress watches over Eternia for when it needs He-Man for protection. And you've got just a great look. She's not fighting anybody. She's just there in the castle doing what she does. I like it. I like that they didn't like throw her into battle or something for no reason. Blah, blah, cross-sell features. Let's get in here. Got her unique art, instructions. So that's interesting. Her staff is, I'm just going to snip through that little rubber band right there. Her staff is white. Oh gosh, what a nightmare of tape we have going on here. Jeez. All right, I'm going to do a little snipectomy on the top of this bag. So as not to have to try to unravel that darn tape that Mattel is so fond of with some releases. There we go. That's much more pleasant process. Interesting that her staff is white. I figured it would be a different color. Doesn't matter. It looks great. This is going to be tricky. You know what? Once again, in the interest of making things easy on myself, I'm just going to do a little snip right there. And there we go. Oh, well. Oh, my gosh. That was a challenge. Okay. So here we have the more traditional looking Sorceress. And what I loved so much about the version that came with Grayskull that I kind of wasn't expecting was look how well this wing mechanism works. I really like the look of it when it's down as kind of a cape here. And then when she spreads her wings out, the fact that we've got this bottom piece and these line up so nicely. I don't love being able to see those giant metal studs there, but also whatever. And of course, that's a side effect of her head actually having posability. She has the nice sort of feather detailing on her torso there. And if you look, you can see that her crown, which, by the way, excellent paint on the face here. And then her tiara or whatever this is around her face, the bottom part of her headdress is a metallic gold. And she's got a matte blue, but then her sort of torso piece here is a glossy white with those feathers. These are sculpted, by the way. This is not paint. This is actually sculpt. Very nice touch that I did not expect. And then she has her funky, let's see if I can pop her head off to get a better look at it, and I can't. Let's see. You can see her funky disco collar around the top of her one piece there. I think that's great. So, Sorceress looks awesome. This is, as much as I do like the white Sorceress that came with Grayskull, this is the Sorceress you have to have. This is the one you need. She'll go on the shelf, or maybe even like on top of Grayskull with the white one inside. I don't know, but I like both of them quite a bit. But this is the Sorceress. Once again, you guys, look at all the flying people in this wave. I just realized that. You've got a bee, an eagle guy, and a falcon lady. This toy line is so good. If you have any love at all for Masters of the Universe, just go grab one of these figures. Find one that looks particularly fun to you, and check it out. Get it in your hands. That's what I always say. Don't always. You can tell a few things from the videos that I put up, but like if you see something and you're like, "Oh, that looks kind of cool," go get one in your hands and see what you think of it. Thanks for watching, you guys. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things, and bye bye hat. Okay, so real quick, I just had to do a bit of handheld follow up on Stratos. So, Big Naked Stratos, you can see, is actually, I completely missed this, reversed colors, well, different colors, because it's a brighter or a deeper blue. But you can see here he's got the red harness with the blue wings, whereas the original Stratos has the blue harness with the red wings, although these, as I mentioned, are the Rey Mysterio wings, which I initially preferred, but now that I've had a lot more time to sit with the Origins aesthetic, I actually think I prefer the smaller wings. I know, people can change their minds, but you can see, normally I do these kind of comparison shots, but I didn't realize just how different these looks were. So, now you can tell, wow, it's pretty significant. And I guess just for fun, so I switched out the jetpack as well because I didn't like the Stratos' little tiny jetpack. So I think what I'm going to have to do is put all of this business back on Rey, put that business back on Stratos, and I don't know, like I said, just having some more time to sit with the aesthetic of the Origins line, I actually do prefer these pieces and this size more now over what they packaged with the Rey Mysterio figure. But it's still bizarre to me that they completely did new tooling for either of these. But I guess it had to be done because Rey came out before Stratos. And I wonder if they did this and they're like, we're making a Stratos, and you know what? These aren't really authentic. I would be interested to hear that story. But anyway, there you go. That's the full deal. And hang on just a second, and I'll throw up a pic of everybody in their proper gear. Or just another quick handheld video. So Rey's, you can see Rey's wrists are significantly smaller than Stratos's, so it stretched his wings out. I'm going to heat those up or freeze them, shrink them back down. They'll be fine. You can see this all looks better on Rey. And now these guys both look like they should look. And I'm much happier, again, with that aesthetic. It just works better. I love it. So there you go. Now, that's the end of the video. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.